Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I'm thrilled that you're here. Today, I want to talk to you about the affirmation, I am the operant power. I've been using this affirmation recently in circumstances where I'm really feeling like I'm not the operant power, like I'm at the mercy of some sort of outside circumstance. And I just use it to kind of recenter myself and remember that I am the operant power. So let's talk about how to use this affirmation when you're in the midst of a circumstance. And let's also talk about what operant power means. Let's actually start there. So operant power means you are the operant power in your reality. That your reality is emanating from the thoughts that you think and the person that you're believing that you are, and the people that you believe that other people are. So like if you have beliefs about your specific person, or your boss, or your friend, however it is, if you have certain beliefs about them, then that's going to sort of like reflect back to you. It's going to mirror back to you. So if you change what's happening in your internal world, you'll get a different reflection back to you. And so there are circumstances that I've been experiencing recently where I have really felt out of control. And I just sort of reminded myself recently that I am the operant power. What do I want to change internally? And so I've just started using that as an affirmation. And I think this is what I really want to impart to you, what I want to share with you, is that sometimes it feels like that you can't change it in that moment. I mean, we're like often in circumstances, I think I talked about this in the last episode, your specific person not texting you back. And you just want to take some sort of action, text them again or whatever to try to get a response, when really you need to refocus in your internal world. And so it's really that sort of dance between like wanting to do something to get the response you want, sort of in your natural physical taking action abilities. And we talked about last time how sometimes there is inspired action to take, but really just accepting that, through that phrase, I wish my specific person had texted me back, or whatever the circumstances, the actual circumstance doesn't matter. If it's a circumstance you didn't want and you want a different result, then just acknowledging that and sort of refocusing on what you do want, but kind of in a gentle, accepting way of like, it's okay. I'm the operant power. And that's the place I've been doing this affirmation from. And even when I don't have another way to refocus, I use it to just take a beat, to focus on that. To focus on that I can't come up with anything else to do right now, but I am the operant power. I am the operant power. I am the operant power. And then once I use that affirmation, from there I'm able to be like, okay, well, what do I want? And sort of go through my questions and go through asking myself, as the operant power, what do I want? Because remember, the first step in manifesting is always a clarity of the end result. It's asking yourself and getting clear on the answer of what do you want. And sometimes we get lost along the way, or we don't always remember, or even if we do remember, we've lost track of the clarity of it. And so when we have sort of lost track and we're kind of off track, then using I am the operant power as an affirmation can just remind us who we are. And then from there, we can go on to other techniques or other, choosing who you are and getting really clear about your manifestation. So I am the operant power, using that as an affirmation. First of all, just to focus on. I mean, it's true. It's kind of the basis. It's just a great affirmation to do on its own. But also using it when you feel like you're at a loss, when you're at a turning point or you're at a circumstance that's just like, this is not what I wanted. Just sort of refocusing and going back to the basics, back to the basic of, one, you are the operant power. you can change your internal world and get a different result. And then 2, back to the basics of clarity, of really making sure that you're focused on your end result, on your desire, on getting exactly what you want. And so with that, may you manifest exactly what you want.